What's up guys, I'm Ian and this is MG Design. Today we are going to be doing some sound deadening on the 280ZX. It's actually something I've been meaning to do for a while. I got some a while back on Amazon. You can see the box right behind me. But it definitely wasn't enough, and I'm not even sure that today I will have enough, but we're going to do as much as we can. I have about 50 square foot of this stuff, and we're just going to have to go and attack the interior a little bit. We are going to have to take out the carpet that I put in not too long ago, but there were some spots in the carpet that I wasn't too happy with, so I'm not really too upset about having to redo it. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so there are two main reasons that I want to do this sound deadening. One being the fact that I have some pretty large speakers here in the back. I got a 10-inch sub and then I got four 6x9s. And so the main thing that I've realized with that is a lot of the time my louvers right here are the main source of vibration. There are a couple other parts in the cart that seem to get a little bit, but that's what I'm mainly focused on for that portion. The other being cabin noise. And we are gonna do a little test real quick to see, as you can see, we got the decibel meter up here running. We're gonna see what we're like when we take it up to highway speed, and then we'll do a little before and after just to compare and see if we did anything. Alright guys, so we are about up to highway speed right now, and it looks like we're sitting a little below 90, somewhere around there. We're gonna take it a little bit further and just see what the average is after maybe a mile or two, and then we'll compare after we do the sound deadening. Alright guys, so we are back. We're gonna start putting in the sound deadening. The brand is Noiko. Like I said, I got it on Amazon, and about a couple years ago probably, I got this 10 square feet right here, really not realizing what I would exactly need. So then just recently I got 36 square feet, and I think that was around 65 bucks. So it's not too expensive, and it's one of the somewhat better quality ones that I saw, at least on Amazon selection. And then I also just got a couple of these little rollers right here, and hopefully that'll help the process go a little smoother. But yeah, let's get into it. So the main thing that I want to get done with what I have right now is what's underneath the carpeting. Like I said, so I have total 46 square feet, and from what I've seen online, that's not quite enough to do the entire car, especially if I'm gonna end up doing the door panels as well. But I'm gonna do everything that I can under the carpet today, and then if I need more, I can do the door panels and the trunk space, anything else after this. As you can see, I have pretty much all the carpet and interior panels and stuff that I needed out of the car. One thing to my unpleasant surprise that you can definitely see it a little bit better on this side. So right here, anything that's black was what was replaced when I had the floor pans replaced. And as you can see, I don't know if it was the undercoating that they used or whether they just did a shitty job of it, but there's definitely some rust spots in here, and I'm not really trying to leave it like this, so I didn't quite expect to be doing this today. But in the interest of keeping this car rust free, I'm just gonna take a wire brush to it and then wipe it down with some rust converter and respray it. Really didn't want to do this today, but you can tell it's only going to get worse if I leave it the way it is. So that's the next plan. Alright, so if I'm going to be spraying new undercoating anyway, I'm just going to take some of this paint stripper and spray the entire thing, because some of the old undercoating is being a little stubborn and doesn't want to come off with a wire brush. So we're just going to spray it down. Alright, so next what we're going to do is apply some of this rust dissolve around here. We're just going to brush it on and leave it for about 5 minutes. So it's not quite perfect, but I think we got exactly what we wanted. Basically what's left is just a little bit of the undercoating, the last application of it. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna take just some Rust-Oleum truck bed liner. We're just gonna brush it on here and let that dry, put a little bit more seam sealer on there, and we'll be good to go. All right, so while we wait for that undercoating on the other side, we're just gonna see if we can clean out this side a little bit. Alright guys, so I skipped ahead a little bit, but we are done with the right side. Also, another thing that I ended up doing is repainting these trim pieces that I took out. They look a lot better now that everything's black. It just all blends together real nice. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to focus on this door right here. Alright, so last night we finished up the door right here, so that means that this entire side is all done. We're going to switch over to the other side and get started. So the main thing I wanted to do over here was just let everything dry real nice. As you can see, I also redid some of the steels on the floor pans right here. And so I think we're about ready to get started on this side. We got no more rust and everything's nice and clean. Alright, so we are just about done with everything in the front. We got both sides, both doors, and a little bit on the back here by the speakers. So the next thing we are gonna try to tackle is the trunk area here. We are gonna have to take out this entire sub box and a decent amount of the wiring as well, which is going to be a little bit of a pain, but we do still have about 3 sheets of this sound deadening left, which I think will be just about enough for the rear, the hatch area here. I'm thinking that if I do run out, I'm going to do the sides first, and then if I end up not having enough, I'll just leave this center section open so that I don't have to take everything back out in order to finish up the job. Alright, so we're getting to the end of the material that I got left. We just have about this strip right here. But as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, one of the main parts that I can notice sound coming from, especially when the subs are playing, is the louvers. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna take these off and see if it makes a difference putting a little bit of sound deadening on the underside. All right, so we got our louvers here and our strips right here. We're just gonna take them on each slit and go straight across and do a little bit on the sides here. So we have now run out of the last of our sound deadening mat right here. We got most of the parts at least a little bit covered. The entire thing is still a little patchy, but I think it'll do the job for what we need. So the last thing here is to put everything back together and test it out and see how we did. We are gonna go ahead and put this carpet back in the driver's side. We have a little bit of spray adhesive right here. So we're just gonna lay it in there, stick it down, and should be good to go. Alright, so everything is back in. It was a real pain to wire everything back up, but the one thing I did realize is that I'll never have to worry about people stealing my subs because the wires literally run through the entire box. You can't really take it out without them. But yeah, everything looks good. All the sound deadening is covered up, besides the door panels here. But yeah, let's go ahead and first we will test the sub and the vibration on the louvers, and then we will take it out for a drive and compare our decibel readings. We got it running here, and we're just gonna go ahead and play some music. And from what I can tell, there's literally no vibration on these louvers anymore, and it sounded a lot more solid all around. I won't take you inside the car while the subs are playing because you probably can't hear a word I'm saying, but I'm really happy with at least the things on the exterior that it fixed. So let's go ahead and hop in and we'll take it for a drive. All right, so we're about to get back on the highway here, about the same section that we did before, and we'll see what the difference is. We're back on the highway, but look what we got in front of us here. We're gonna see if we can wait for it to open up a little bit and get beside him. Say hey! Alright, about the same speed here. It's a 65 through here, so we are looking lower. About an 83, 82. I believe before we started at about a 90. So brought it down a good like 6 decibels or so, I'd say. And then the other thing is I can definitely hear where some of the sound is coming from, and it's from these door panels here. So I'm assuming that also once I get those panels back from being reupholstered, it should help out a lot as well. But yeah, I'm happy with the results overall.